American Demographics says that in 1971, the average American had 560 advertisements flashed in front of their face in a given day. Today, according to the book Affluenza, which is a great book, by the way, that guy says in studies he's done that it's between 3,000 and 4,000 advertisements a day that you and I are having flashed in front of our faces. This stuff is a real deal. And a child born today will see over 1 million advertisements before their death. That's bizarre. And that stuff works. That's why they do it. They don't do it because it doesn't work. Why would you spend millions and billions of dollars on something that did not have an effect? When you advertise a certain way and you see results, you will advertise and spend those dollars again. That's just good business. And it's not evil. I'm not mad at these companies. But you and I need to be aware, to beware as consumers. A Harvard study found that for every hour of television per week you watch, you average spending an extra $200 a year. There's a direct connection with the number of hours you spend in front of the tube and your spending. Why? Because there's a lot of advertisements on there. Plus, they show these families that seem to have everything that my family doesn't have. And we think we need to go get it, and we need to go get it right now. Sad thing is this right now, advertising directed at children, according to the New American Dream study, this year, advertising directed specifically at children, $15 billion will be spent. They're teaching our kids consumerism. Again, I don't think this is evil. I'm not paranoid about it, but I am trying to sound a horn and say, wake up! We can't live like this and win. So, what are we going to do? Well, we have to be aware of stuff. I mean, it's sophisticated. The Sony stores now are putting certain scents in the air when you go in at different times of the day. If it's a busy time of day, to relax you a little bit. And other times of the day, to pep you up a little bit. You go in Bloomingdale's, different departments have different scents now. You go in the baby department, you'll probably smell a little baby powder in the air. Makes you kind of feel like babies are there. And just buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff and buying stuff. So what we've got to do is we have to identify the enemies of our financial peace in this process. And they are enemies. They're not enemies in the sense that they're evil or somehow we have to do battle with them, but we have to be aware of the techniques and the processes these companies are using, and when we are, then we're more wise as consumers. The first of these is personal selling. Oh, we are good at selling in this culture, and I'm a good salesman. I sell ideas for a living now, but I've been selling all my life. I grew up in a salesman's household, and I love salespeople. I really enjoy buying from a good salesperson, and I really can't stand being around an amateur that just, rubs you the wrong way. They're just abrasive. I don't want to be near these guys. But people who know how to sell, well, they spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars and thousands and thousands and thousands of man hours sitting in a classroom learning how to talk to you in a certain way, to serve you, to assist you in your decision to buy their stuff. Zig Ziglar's brother Judge wrote a book years ago. He said the title of it was Timid Salesmen Have Skinny Kids. If you're going to be good, you better be good at it. It's not a game. The car salesman that is unprofessional and you walk up and you ask a question about a car and the car salesman just answers the question, now this gal will be out of the business in a little while. We're taught the very first thing in Salesmanship 101 is you never answer a question except with another question. Oh, do you have this? Do you have this Ford Taurus in blue? Well, tell me, were you looking for a sport version or possibly the four-door for the family? Tell me about your situation. Well, we're thinking maybe the four-door. So is safety a big concern, or are you more looking at gas mileage or performance? And you begin to answer questions with questions, and every time there's another answer to the question, there's one more item on the order blank that has begun to be filled out. Do you want the one with 4 wheels? And when we finish filling it out, voila, we don't happen to have that here, but we can get it for you. We'll have it here by this afternoon. So we can go ahead and do the paperwork. You can drive the green one. We'll have the blue one delivered, and it'll be here this afternoon by the time we get the paperwork done anyway. So we'll test drive this one, but just think blue while you're driving green. And they don't even have to have it on their lot. They'll have it from a dealer across town on a cross-purchase agreement, and it'll be there in no time. And that's how the business works. And the National Auto Dealers Association knows that you won't be back. As a matter of fact, they do studies on be-backs. When we're on the car lot, we say, we're looking and we test drive and we're starting to bite. You're starting to enter into the sales process, and then you say, well, we're just looking around, we'll be back. In the car business, they call those be-backs. You won't be back. 88% of the time you don't return, because by the time you're test driving, you have car fever. You will purchase a car within 72 hours on average. And you will buy it somewhere within that period of time, and you will not do it in a second decision process. 88% of the time, you won't be back. And the salesmen know this in the business. They're trained. You don't even know this about you. But they know what's going on, and so they've tried everything, and you're still leaving thinking you're going to be back, and you look down and there's something around your ankle, and it's the salesman. Because they know they're professionals at what they do. It can't be called a game when you enter into the arena of purchasing something in America today. The second thing is financing. They use money and easy payments as a marketing tool, don't they? Oh, don't think about how much, just think about how much down and how much a month. And no interest. It's all free. Everything's free. We're just going to give it to you just because we love you. Right.
Travis sends me an email. He's 21 years old in college. He says, should I take advantage of 0% interest? Spoken like a broke college student wanting to buy something you can't afford, Travis. No, you don't want to take advantage of 0%. That really tells me, dude, that you have no money. That's what it tells me, and you have something you want. You don't take advantage of 0% interest. It takes advantage of you. 88% of the people that take out 90 days, same as cash, don't pay it off in 90 days, Travis. What that means is they backcharge you through the whole contract at their ridiculous rip-off finance company rate, 24%, 28%, 38%, and that's basically kicking your butt for being so dumb to have bought something that you really couldn't afford. Let me tell you how you can tell if you can afford something. If you have the cash to pay for it. That's when you know that you can possibly afford it. Hope that helps you, man. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
And so you really have to be careful about this. The latest one, of course, that's been a big deal, huge marketing plus, has revitalized an entire industry. 0% car interest. Everybody went and bought a new car all of a sudden, and the car market was dying. And it drew people in like a moth into a flame, 0% debt. Now, C&W Market Research has found that only 1/3 of car buyers that hit the lot looking for a 0% interest deal qualify. And 91% of car buyers finance their new cars. So what this tells us is almost everyone finances their car when they hit a new car lot, and they go in looking for the 0, and 2 out of 3 times they don't get the 0, they get transferred off and are paying interest. But by then, they're so far into the buying process that we emotionally don't put on the brakes, and we drive home with leather's toxic smell. And we feel good now because we got a new car. And we got sucked right in because, Dave, 0 interest. Who can beat 0 interest? I can beat 0 interest. If a car, as we've discussed in the debt lesson, is losing 70% of its value in the first 4 years, that's not 0%. It's going down in value like a rock. That's where Chevy got that, like a rock. Oh, if you think I'm picking on Chevy, it's found on the road depreciated for Ford, okay? They're all going down in value. There are no exceptions to that. That's how it works. Financing is a marketing tool.